It's time to forget about interest rates. Now, interest rates have significantly increased over the last few years, and social media and news outlets are continually pushing whether rates are going to continue to increase or whether we're going to see rate cuts in the next 1 to 2 years. Now, in this video, we're going to break down economists' data around where we think rates are heading, and I'm also going to reveal to you why I think interest rates aren't the most important factor, whether you're looking at your own home or building a property portfolio. Now, based on the current data and economists' forecast, they're expecting a rate cut by 0.35% by March 2025. Now on screen, you can see the expected change in the RBA cash rate target percentage points based on these 29 economists' opinions. Now, some of these economists are expecting the first rate cut this year by November or December, and significant cuts for that matter at 0.75% by June 2025. If we scroll down and look at the list, some economists think things are going to remain unchanged until mid-2025 or even 2026. If we look at the range of data, we're seeing a rate cut up to 0.75% expected, or no rate cuts at all, based on where the economy is heading. Now, based on this information, what this means is there's not really going to be more than a 1% movement in the cash rate over the next 1 to 2 years based on the economists' expectations. Now, I think people need to change their perspective on how interest rates affect their lives and affect their property portfolio. It's not the most important factor. It's certainly a factor we need to assess. We need to take note of where the interest rates might be heading, but it's not the most important factor when it comes to building a property portfolio. So what should we be focusing on instead? Well, if you're an everyday Australian, you're probably dealing with one of Australia's big four banks. You're dealing with CBA, NAB, Westpac, or ANZ. And those big four banks are typically going to give you some of the best rates. Now, there are neobank lenders out there like UBank, for example, that are going to give people better rates if they have lower loan to value ratios. But for most Australians, they're going to be dealing with the big four banks, and they're going to be getting interest rates around that 6 to 6.5% at this point in time. Now, if you want to create financial freedom, you're going to have to look past the big banks. And that also means you might have to look past higher interest rates. If you're looking at second or third tier lenders, they're going to have interest rates around the 6.5 to 7 to 7.5, or even at worst around that 8% mark at this point in time. Now, why on earth would you look at higher interest rates? Interest rates have significantly increased the last few years. People already want to go back to 2020 and 2021 where the interest rates were down at 1.99%. But I don't know if we're ever going to see interest rates that low in our lifetime again. Now, what this means is you need to accept the new normal, the new higher interest rate environment that we're in, and how you can take advantage of working with different brokers and banks to boost your serviceability and borrowing capacity at this point in time, rather than just being focused on the interest rate that you're getting. What this means is you need to explore your serviceability caps. If you're looking to build a multi-million-dollar property portfolio, then you are going to have to accept a 6, 7, even up to 8% interest rate at this point in time. And that's exactly what Emily and I have done throughout our property journey. We worked with a lender called Pepper Money to buy our unit block in Coffs Harbour, for example. And we were paying essentially a 2% premium compared to working with CBA or ANZ, for example, or NAB, because we were able to get more borrowing capacity. Now, most Australians are tapped out in terms of their borrowing capacity. Cost of living pressures have increased, and we've been talking about that on the YouTube channel, that it is a more difficult environment to save at this point in time. So if your savings are limited, and then you go to the big banks and they apply buffers of 2.5 to 3% on the calculations they're performing for your serviceability, that's going to really limit your borrowing capacity. So this is why you need to look at lenders like Pepper Money and like Liberty and work with brokers to get access to hundreds of lenders to give yourself the opportunity to get access to more capital. It's only a really small percentage of Australian investors that are able to secure 3 or more properties, which in my opinion, most Australians are going to need between 3 to 5 properties and around a $2 to $3 million asset base to give themselves financial freedom in the future through their property investing journey. Now, I've seen this play out in reality for clients. I've had clients come and work with us and they had a borrowing capacity of $300,000, and by working with a investment savvy mortgage broker, they were able to get access to different lenders and boost that borrowing capacity up to $700,000. And Emily, in my example, CBA were only willing to lend us $800,000 to buy a unit block or to buy our next property, when we were looking at making our next purchase at that point in time. But by going to Pepper Money in that example, we were able to boost our borrowing capacity up to $2 million. So there was a significant difference between a mainstream bank and an alternative lender. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You can't just run out there and grab an extra couple of $1 million and park it in the property market and hope for the best. Well, I'm sure you could do that if you had the ability and skills, but I think we need to make calculated decisions when we're looking at using this extra borrowing capacity. And that's why I think you should balance your portfolio out with both capital growth and cash flow. And you might need different things at different periods of time. So my general overarching strategy is when you're starting out your property portfolio, you're going to be pushing for capital growth. You might also want to look at manufacturing value to fast track your property journey. So when you're looking to break into the market with your first 1 to 2 properties, generally clients are going to focus on capital growth properties. Then as your serviceability gets a bit more difficult and you're looking to balance out and continue to grow the property portfolio, you may want to start looking at cash flow assets. Now that's exactly what Emily and I have done through our property investing journey. We bought 3 blue chip houses in the inner middle ring of Brisbane City, and then we bought the unit block in Coffs Harbour. And we've recently sold off one of our blue chip assets to free up the debt, free up some cash, and then use those funds to push into our next investment, which we're actually going to do a house and granny flat strategy on. So as long as you can continue to cash flow your property portfolio by balancing out the capital growth potential and your cash flows, then you're going to be able to hold this larger asset base by using the first, second, and third tier lenders and continue to grow your property portfolio. And over time, the debts will slowly be inflated away or decrease. Your rents will slowly increase. You'll continue to save more money and park that in your offset account. You'll also be able to manufacture value on the property portfolio. So time will do its thing and all those factors will come into play. And that's where you start creating more choices and creating financial freedom in your life. So I think the interest rates are going to move up or down 1% in the next 12 to 24 months. What do you think is going to happen in terms of interest rates? Where do you think the RBA is going to make their next decision? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're looking for a Brisbane-based buyer's agent to help you secure your own home or an investment property here in the Southeast Queensland market in the next 6 months, then head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free chat with myself. And if you're looking for an investment savvy mortgage broker to help you in your property investing journey, I'll leave a link to my broker in the description below. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.